What happens to a spirit after it takes its quest? State your name if you don't mind.
My name is Crystal Pinnell. My parents were Chris and Ginger, and they're the ones that started Spirit Quest. My parents started this business years and years ago. It started with ghost hunting, actually, and then it evolved into doing classes and just really helping the community be open and find the light and find something bigger than them. Yeah, I think they've had a calling to just serve and to help people find their purpose and their path. They opened at another building. At that point, that was when they were really focused on the classes and we had a little bit of retail. I remember there's some couches so people could just sit and relax and read. It was a community of people just trying to find this new thing. Like, it wasn't very common. There wasn't a lot of places you could go like it or people that were as like-minded, and so it was really neat to see the all different types of people that came in that were just so curious and wanted to learn and so eager.
My name is Leah. I work at Spirit Quest as a manager. I love the community. I love being able to talk to spiritual people on a daily basis.
It's really just being able to work in a Hallmark movie, basically. Like, that's how I see it. I'm like, I go to this small little town, I work in this old house,
And I get to be able to experience this environment that is so unique and special, especially to this area. Like, there's small towns around all around the country, but Old Town Spring specifically is such a unique just sphere of energy.
before I started working here was when COVID happened, and that shut down the Crawfish Festival in Old Town Spring, but then it also shut down all the events and the classes here. So everyone who was like coming to like weekly yoga or like tarot classes or Reiki or anything like that, it just was like a complete shut off. And we tried to like open it back up again and try and start that up. And then it's just like, it's this weird, like, people don't understand that we're trying to bring that back. But that definitely, having no classes, no events, no anything, really flattened everything.
Finding what's next for Spirit Quest has been, I want to honor my parents, of course, and their life's work. And unfortunately, it doesn't really feel like it's my path to do so. It doesn't feel, this isn't where I'm supposed to move forward next. I do have my own business, and I know that that's where my heart lies and where my mission is of making people feel good. And as much as I would love to continue Spirit Quest as is, it's just never going to be the same without them.
Ginger passing was definitely a huge energy shift for sure. You can tell that she's still here in the store, like spiritually, but obviously her physical body has passed on.
She was stage 4 and 19, actually. She fought really hard for a long time. I think Spirit Quest isn't Spirit Quest without them, which we've figured out in this year, and I'm sure lots of people have too, that it already shifted quite a bit when my dad passed in 21, and my mom was just trying to hold it together, and that's when my husband stepped in to help as well. But she was really sick, so she couldn't put everything she wanted to in. She was focused on fighting. The last few years since my dad passed, there was already a shift, of course, and people could feel it when they walked in because he had quite the presence about him, and everybody knew Chris and his spiciness. So I think that the last year without my mom, my husband and I Justin and I tried to hold it together and see, all the things that she kind of fought us on towards the end that she didn't think was right, or she thought like, that's not going to help the business. We need to do this or that. And Justin and I are like, well, let's try this. Let's try this. And so we did all those things after she passed, and we tried. And I think that we're just not giving back what people are asking for right now. And we don't have the tools or the resources or maybe even just the time too, because of running the other businesses. So I think to hand it off this way with somebody who's 100% in and another couple, I think is super beautiful to them. I think they'll be so proud.
My name is Jessica Morgan, and the past 3 years of this business, I have been accelerated rapidly to this point where this is my career. Like, this is what I'm going to be doing. I never thought that would be the case. Like, I started in marketing, and what I realize now is that I was just learning those skills for this moment. We would like to add more events and classes for the community to gather and grow. And my partner Cody and we are so thrilled at this opportunity. We we still are kind of in awe and shock because this has been very divinely guided.
You guys seem like you've been together for 10 years or more.
No,
At least.
It's weird. It
we've been
feels
together.
like
It feels like
way
that.
longer than
It feels like we
in
knew
a
each
good
other.
way, in a
Yeah.
very good way.
So this path has been at the forefront of our relationship since we got together. Now, we have been, since meeting each other, we have been on an accelerated route, it feels like. It feels like the places we've gone and the activations we've received and the mentors on both sides of the veil that we have met have guided us to this point, and we feel called to shepherd this and steward this. And we were always dreaming of a store. We never thought we would be taking over this one, but the more and more it kind of presents itself, the more and more it feels like it was kind of destined.
It's like waiting for that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So this is going to be a place where people can develop more of their soul gifts and their soul missions. And that's really what we aim to do in this venture, is kind of get back to the roots of Spirit Quest, just in kind of a new projection, and cultivate people's well-beings, their spiritual health. We want this to be a hub, or even like kind of ground zero for that, especially in the Houston area. I think Houston's a really special place right now because the consciousness is changing. The Spirit of Light soul, with this new venture, we want to continue the quest with Spirit Quest. The energy or the soul of Spirit Quest isn't going anywhere. It's just upgrading.
It's like evolving with, I guess, what the community is asking for. They want a community. They want to be brought back together. And I feel like, Ginger wanted that. She wanted classes. She wanted community, and she was trying to build that. And then, times change. We know what happened. And and then so it kind of faded away. But yeah, it's definitely needed right now. Yeah.
Well, to where Spirit Quest started.
Yeah.
And now they're not here to do it, so y'all are.
Yes. And we're so honored. I mean, that whole opening of our proposal, like what happens to a spirit after it takes its quest. What happens to a spirit after it takes its quest? It becomes a spirit of light. It makes a brilliant return to the radiance of source consciousness it came from. It becomes one with the all-knowing, ever-present love of its origin. We believe humanity is doing that now without having to leave their bodies, and every community needs a ground zero to rise in consciousness and spread light alongside their community. We believe Spirit Quest is the ground zero for the greater Houston area, and we're committed to making that happen. So join us and continue the quest in making Spirit Quest into Spirit of Light.